What happens when your business grows and you need a second office? How do you connect them securely over the internet so your teams can share files and resources as if they're in the same building? Stick around because in this video, we're doing exactly that, building a professional site-to-site VPN using the equipment you already own. In our first tutorial, we transformed a basic network into a secure corporate-grade SOHO setup. Let's do a quick recap of what we built. We started with a single office network featuring VLAN segmentation, separating office and guest traffic, FortiGate firewall with proper security policies, managed switching with trunk and access ports, and professional Wi-Fi with multiple secure SSIDs. The key achievement? We proved our security worked. Guest devices could access the internet, but were completely blocked from office resources. This foundation is exactly what we're now going to expand by connecting a second office. Here's our new mission: connect these two offices securely over the internet. Notice both offices have identical internal networks but different public IP addresses. Office A has public IP 203.0.113.10, and Office B has 203.0.113.20. The magic happens through this IPsec VPN tunnel. Think of it as a secure, encrypted highway through the dangerous public internet. This IPsec VPN does two crucial things. First, encryption. It scrambles our data so even if intercepted, it's unreadable. Second, authentication. It verifies that Office A is only talking to our legitimate Office B, not an imposter. We'll use AES-256 encryption and SHA-256 authentication. Enterprise-grade security that's actually simple to set up. Let me break down how IPsec VPN actually works in simple terms. Think of it like building a secure bridge between two offices. We do this in two main phases. First, phase 1, the initial handshake. This is where our two FortiGate firewalls introduce themselves and agree on security terms. They authenticate each other using our pre-shared key and negotiate how they'll talk securely. That's where we set AES-256 encryption and SHA-256 authentication. Phase 1 creates a secure management channel, almost like a protected phone line for the firewalls to coordinate. Once that secure channel is established, we move to phase 2, building the actual data highway. Here, the firewalls negotiate how our actual network traffic will flow securely between the offices. We define exactly which networks can communicate. In our case, Office A's 192.168.10.0 network to Office B's 192.168.11.0 network. Phase 2 sets up the actual encrypted tunnel that our data will travel through. The beautiful part? Once both phases are complete, any traffic between these networks automatically gets encrypted, sent through the secure tunnel, and decrypted on the other side, completely transparent to our users. Finally, we have ongoing automatic rekeying. The firewalls periodically generate new encryption keys, making sure that even if someone could break one key, they only get a small amount of data before we switch to a fresh key. This two-phase approach, secure handshake first, then data tunnel, is what makes IPsec both secure and reliable for business use. Now let's build this. Starting with Office A's FortiGate. We navigate to VPN, then IPsec tunnels, and click Create New. I'll name it to Office B. For remote gateway, we select Static IP and enter Office B's public IP, 203.0.113.20. Now for the pre-shared key, this is like a secret password between the two firewalls. Let's create a strong one. For Phase 1 proposals, we set encryption to AES-256 and authentication to SHA-256. This establishes our secure handshake between the two firewalls. We're basically saying, hey Office B, here's how we're going to securely talk to each other. Now we define what traffic can flow through our secure tunnel. We click Create Phase 2 and set our local address to Office A's network, 192.168.10.0/24. The remote address is Office B's network, 192.168.11.0/24. We use the same strong encryption here. This tells the firewall, allow traffic between these two specific networks through our encrypted tunnel. The tunnel is built, but we need to open the gates. We create two new firewall policies. First, an inbound policy allowing traffic from the VPN tunnel to our local network. Second, an outbound policy allowing traffic from our local network to the VPN tunnel. We repeat these exact same steps on Office B's FortiGate, just swapping the IP addresses. Now for the moment of truth. On Office A's FortiGate, we can see the VPN tunnel is established. The firewalls are shaking hands successfully. The connection is live. Let's test connectivity. From a computer in Office A, let's ping a computer in Office B at 192.168.11.50, and we have replies. We have Layer 3 connectivity between the offices. Now the real test, let's access the shared folder on Office B's NAS from Office A. We type the network path to 192.168.11.100, and there it is. We're accessing files and folders as if the server is right here in our local office. This is the power of Site-to-Site VPN. Congratulations! You've now connected two physical offices into one secure logical network. Your teams can securely share files, run applications, and access resources between locations without expensive lease lines. You've implemented the same technology used by corporations worldwide. And before we wrap up, a quick but important note. Just like in our first tutorial, this demonstration uses specific FortiGate firewalls and Cisco equipment to clearly show the configuration steps. However, the IPsec concepts and phases we covered work exactly the same way on equipment from other major vendors like Palo Alto, Juniper, or Checkpoint. The principles of Phase 1 handshakes, Phase 2 data tunnels, and firewall policies are universal across enterprise networking equipment. Also, remember that this tutorial is for educational and lab purposes. Always consult official documentation and thoroughly test configurations before implementing them in production environments. The goal here is to understand the concepts. Once you grasp how IPsec works, you can apply these skills to any professional networking equipment you encounter in the real world. In our next tutorial, we'll take this even further by setting up remote access VPN, allowing your team to securely connect to the office network from anywhere in the world. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.